Q. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on. Niggas out here making moves. See a hand out the type of shit they waiting on.
Yeah. Leland, yep. Hey. Tap, tap, tap on your touch screen. Every single day, the same routine. You click refresh once again, and I got the same thing. Tried everything I could do. At this point, I have no clue. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade.
Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update,
I
need an
just need
upgrade.
an upgrade.
Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade.
Shit, knowing me, I'll probably be in a toxic relationship. You on top of me. If the topic is truly timeless, the conversation should be how I'm and regaining my peace. Shout out to my Virgo women cooking the feast. Got a Pisces, stay in the hood, that girl a freak. Can't lie, certain Geminis ain't for me, but it's on key, cause certain upgrades cost a fee. Yeah, so we can slide and glide. I know you want it. Known to provide the vibes, this shit a moment. Hit the clubhouse, then clubhouse to the morning. Fall in love with the mind, the body is just a bonus. Careful with what I'm searching, Siri be taking notice. All the pictures I'm liking, algorithm is golden. Melanated the lightness, all these women get chosen. Hershey kiss to the forehead, yeah.
Tap, tap, tap on your touch screen. Every single day, the same routine. You click refresh once again, and I got the same thing. Tried everything I could do. At this point, I have no clue. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade, an upgrade. I'm model much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade.
Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update,
I
need
just
an
need
upgrade.
an upgrade.
Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all pull it down, need an upgrade. Need an upgrade.
Yeah. Hey.
Peace. Peace, peace, peace. There we go.
What up?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? And make sure y'all can hear us out there in whatever land this is. Can y'all hear us? Make sure y'all let us know in the chat. You just getting off work. It's 1:21, Shango. How you just getting off work? Let me know if y'all can hear us.
That's like pre-first shift. Those hours. It's like before first shift.
Oh, half a day, half a day. Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right. It's end of the month. It's end of the month. It's end of the month. I don't know nothing about them schedules.
short week. School's almost out also. So
Smalls in the building. Can you hear us? I want to make sure the audio is right.
yeah, I checked it on YouTube. It sounded all right.
Okay, good. What's going on with you, Hits? What's going on with you?
Nothing, man. Busy week. Family stuff. Holiday. Post holiday.
Okay.
Same old, man. Weather's been crazy.
How
The
crazy?
news has been crazy.
Yeah, the
Boy out
news
here
has been
acting
real
up.
crazy.
Yeah, your boy out here acting up. You know.
Who acting up? Who you talking about?
Your boy. What's his name? 34? 34 and 0?
Oh, you talking about the GOAT. You talking
No
the
damn
greatest, the greatest of all Trumps.
Yeah, he about to be the GOAT in conviction.
The greatest of all Trumps. That's what you talking about.
Oh.
The greatest of all Trumps. Man, it has been exciting. I mean, first off, I don't want to start with Trump, man.
No. I'm sure you have.
I don't want to start with Trump,
And why you got me on
that'll
the
be
big
the whole
screen like
show.
that? You checking
Man,
out my daughter's
I'm
artwork?
learning all these buttons. Yeah, I told you I want to have a conversation with her about that.
Yeah, that's her NFT art. And I'm telling you, not just NFTs, just how societies take products and they do a full circle. You go from physical art to digital art and then printing out the digital art back to physical art. It's crazy. So just,
Okay. Shango said he had a half a day. Okay, that's fine. Smalls, what's going on in the building? Who else in the chat? Let yourself be known. Don't be no stranger in the chat.
Peace to the
Don't
chat.
be no stranger in the chat. TMI podcast, Try Media Innovations. I had a great Memorial Day weekend. About as fun as it possibly could be. I just wanted to get in here, get some topics on a Friday so we could do some game planning this weekend. Saw a great business changing video last night. That was super fire. Super fire. Super fire. So we're gonna get into it. Logic, man, say something, bro. Say something.
A little noise in my background. Who's in there? What's up there, everybody, man?
Okay, what's
Appreciate
going on?
y'all stopping by. I'm trying to keep the yeah, I'm riding back.
Okay.
Riding back to the hotel. But yeah, I'm trying to keep the audio clear. I know there's a little noise in my background.
Okay, how much time?
Like
how much
he
time
on the
you
wing
need?
of an airplane.
Yeah, he do. He definitely do.
Shoot, I mean, it was a ride, bro. It might be another 35, 40 minutes to get to the hotel.
All right.
That's wild. That's definitely wild. Hold on. So, Hits, I want to play something, right? I just want people to hear it, though. I don't want to. I just want people to hear it. They don't necessarily got to see it because I think the copyright might be if they see it. So what you think?
Put it in the background for now. Like share your screen, but I guess don't necessarily present.
Okay, so
or you could make it small over here, on the right hand side, like where we are.
Okay, so that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna
just
share my screen. I heard this years ago. It's from this brother named Eric Thomas. So I think if you were watching the stream when we first started, I like to always come from a place of gratitude. Always like to come from a place of gratitude because no matter how bad people think things are, they're not as bad as you might think they are. So I always like to come from a place of gratitude. And this one helped me get through some things when I was thinking about doing some business changes back in the day. And I just want y'all to I want to share this with y'all. So hopefully it don't get us banned. It's called The Guru Story.
But just stop it here and there, make a comment or two.
Yeah. It's called The Guru Story. in this story, it's a story about motivation. Hopefully it'll help y'all out if y'all watch it. Let me see. It's about a man, Eric Thomas. They call him the hip hop preacher. And it's a story about how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want to be successful in life? And I'm gonna just play it.
6 figures. You hear what I'm saying to you tonight? So if you want to make 6 figures, you can't just be talking about you want to make 6 figures. You hear what I'm saying to you tonight? If you do the 3 things I tell you to do tonight, I guarantee you, whatever it is you want to do in life, you'll be able to do. You will be able to accomplish whatever you want to academically, financially, relationally, whatever. So 3 things. All right, I'm going to tell you the story. I got to get out of here. And the story is about, you guys have probably heard about this before. It was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money. And so he went to this guru, right?
Might have to stop it here or there.
So I'm on the same level you on. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m.
Okay, so essentially the way the story lays out is if you want to do this anything in life, if you want to be successful to a certain level in life, it's an analogy of how bad you actually have to work to get it done. And I don't think this is trademark. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's trademark. I'll stop it every now and then. It's kind of gonna mess up the story. I wish I could kind of like just blank him out, but it is what it is. I'm gonna just play it because it's actually gonna help somebody, so it'll actually be worth it. So far, he said a young man went to a guru, and this guru, he went to the young man went to the guru, and he asked the guru, how hard do I have to work to be successful in life? So rather than the guru give him the answer, the guru said, meet me at the beach and I'll show you.
He like, the beach? I said, I want to make money. I don't want to swim. Guru said, if you want to make money, I'll meet you tomorrow, 4 a.m. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit, should have worn shorts. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. So he like, this guy crazy. Adrian, like, I want to make money. He got me out here swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. I want to make money. He got me in. So he said, come out a little further. Walked out a little further. Then he had it right around this area, the shoulder area. So this old man crazy. He's making money, but he crazy. He said, come on out a little further. Came out a little further. It was right at his mouth. My man like, I'm about to go back in here. This guy is mine. So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man getting scratching, holding him down. I got you. I know you brushed it out, but I got you. He had him held down. I need you for an illustration. He had him held down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. Somebody answer the question for me. He said,
what do you think the question is? What do you think the question is?
You trying to drown me, or what does this have to do with success, if I had to guess?
Okay, I saw this a long time ago, and I saw this in a room at the. I want to paint a picture for you. I saw this in a room at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, in front of 20,000 people. I'm sitting on a stage. I'm sitting on the stage, and it was like it was a convention about entrepreneurship, it was a political convention, but this part of the convention was about Black business owners that had started their own business within the political space. And it changed how I look at business, how I looked at business at the time. Now I'm older then. I was like 23 at the time. So I'm much older now. And at the time, it changed my thought process. It's something that connected with me. So now I want you to, so you said that, I'm going to just say it, bro.
He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? Lee, I'm looking for a different word though. What's that word? He said, I wanted to breathe. He told the guy, He said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you got to be willing to give up sleep.
Tell me what you thought about that.
I'm sure there's some health considerations with giving up sleep.
What'd you say?
I said I'm sure there's some health considerations with giving up sleep. You know,
Here you
so
go, man.
no, these personally, these type of presentations aren't for everyone. I think they're for a segment of people who have a desire to get to a certain place based on what the majority might see as successful. Like, so it's kind of subjective. And for him, obviously he has a personality.
Mhm.
Like everyone, like if I gave that speech to my son, he'd probably be, twiddling his thumbs until he can get out, jump in his car and go home.
Mhm.
So these things have more to them, just the actual message. So like most content, it may not be for everybody because there's a lot more to it.
Yeah,
Mindset is definitely the start, but there's a lot more, so, but
yeah. I
definitely
think
motivational.
yeah. For me, it's whenever I've reached the most successful parts of my life, or accomplished something that even you ever accomplished something like where you were even amazed, like, damn, I did that. And it's usually towards the end where you look and you say, damn, I didn't even think I was capable of doing that, but I did it. And a lot of times it's happened when I've been in that mode of I want to do this as bad as I want to breathe. And one of the fearful, and I know we got some successful people in the chat. I know we got some people in the chat that have accomplished some things or are working on something right now. And I always like to give out, at least for me, a message of gratitude, a message of motivation. I know it's Friday, you're going into your fun day, but everybody's working on something at some time. And I think sometimes people don't know what it actually takes. When you look at these people that are successful, they all in a fish bowl, they all in a fish tank. And we're just sitting there tapping the glass and we're saying, oh, Diddy, you're a monster, or Trump, you're a monster, or these people, they're monsters. Well, their lives are playing out. Their private and public lives are playing out for the world to see. And I think when you look at people, you don't see the steps that it took to get to where they got. I hate to always keep using him as an example, but Unc. One of the things that impressed me about Unc when I first met him was you could see his kind of evolution over time. You could see it. Like you could see if you go back far enough on like Sonetta shows, you could see him outside. You could see him talking to people. If you go further than that, you could see him at like conventions hustling his clothes and hustling his sneakers and doing all of those things. And then you fast forward all this time, then it's like blog talk, right? And then you go a little bit further than that. I'm sure there's steps in between I'm missing because I don't know him that well, but I'm using him because these is people that we know, we have a common connection. And then you look and you see like he grew into this, then he grew into this group or that group. I'm in Rod thing or like different groups, and then now with the pseudo killers, and then now with community of skeptics, and like when you see these things over time, there's probably about. I always look at people's success in that way, and I'm using him as a common denominator, not his story, but there was about probably 1,000 parts in there where he could have quit, or he could have stopped, or he could have ended it, and just did something else, and he didn't do it. And I think it's impressive. No one calls me in my life. Everyone texts me all day long. No one calls me in my life until I go live. No one. My phone never rings until I go live. And I always thought that it was very impressive that, um, in anybody's story, just go back, hits. Think about how many times you could have quit. You could have just packed it in. You could have just said, you know what? Yeah, I'm about to just work. I don't know.
I'm 3 years into school right now, and the first day I signed up, I wouldn't have never thought I was gonna, because it's along with work, working full time and trying to go to school. I didn't see it as something. I said, well, I'll do it as long as I can. Who doesn't want to graduate or be certified in certain things? But yeah, there's definitely days that I was like, I don't want to finish this week, or I'm done. I tried, I gave it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who drive trucks know you can plan your day, you know, but since you're out in the world and amongst thousands of other drivers, I used to drive to the city every day. So literally hundreds, 1,000 cars I'm gonna pass.
Right.
The weather, by the time your day is over, you don't feel like doing anything but maybe eating and going to sleep. And you may have a week like that. And life issues don't wait for you to feel better or to have energy. School's not going to wait. So yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
But
nothing's gonna wait for you.
no, no.
I've had people always say to me, I've had people say things to me like they're gonna wait for the right time. When is that? I've learned through trial and error that there's no such thing as the right time. It's never gonna be the right time. It's never gonna line up all together for you that you per se are going to be successful. So I always like to start off with gratitude. So, because people watch and then they fall off and go do other things. It's a Friday. I'm only going to be live for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Um, and I just, if you can take that message and maybe pass it to somebody else, I think that'll be fire. But if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you're about 90% of the way there. Then you got luck, then you got preparation, all those kinds of things. But from what I understood from all the success stories that were told on that stage at MGM umpteen years ago, all those stories were I tried this and then I failed. And I tried this and then I failed. And then one guy that day said something that changed my thought process too about I just want you to go out there. He told 20,000 people, probably a little bit more or less than that. Just go out there and fail all over the place and you'll succeed. So take that for what you want. Use it with your children. Use it in your for yourself. Use it for business, and then we'll move from there. I wanted to go right into violence. You know that's how I do. I'm going right into violence. And I'm gonna show y'all a picture of a guy right now. Now, if you just look at that, he looks insane. He looks absolutely insane. All mugshots look crazy for some reason.
He looked like Samuel Jackson.
Right. And he did some Samuel L. Jackson stuff, but he did something in real life. Now, I want to be very clear. I appreciate the police. I appreciate I am not advocating for violence. What else can I say to cover myself? And I do believe that true justice it should play out in the court system. But this man does not believe that it should play out in the court system. So this man is 45 years old, Douglas Barnes. His son, 19-year-old Gino Barnes, was shot and killed during a traffic stop by Sergeant Mike McCaffrey when reaching for his insurance information in the glove box. So we're going to go look up the story and see what happened. But the legend says, I'm going to see the difference of legend or myth. The legend says, in return, Douglas Barnes waited on 17-year-old Samantha McCaffrey, the daughter of Mike McCaffrey, to exit her limo on prom night. He shot, killed her, and then screamed out eye for an eye and waited on the police to arrive. That's one of the most diabolical true life stories I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard, I've heard people say that they're going to do something like that. I've heard people talk trash about what they're going to do. I have never actually, let DQ know that we live.
I heard this story wasn't true. Is it true?
Right. No, I'm about to actually find out. I'm about to look it up
Okay.
and see if this is actually true.
It's,
Because I was sitting there like, this can't be true. This can't, like, he can't possibly have done this. He can't possibly have done this. And I've seen it in so many different areas that I'm starting to believe that if he, I mean, like, wow, there's too many, you know, like in the social media era, you have to kind of like parse out the information per se, kind of figure out exactly what it is. But so let's read the actual story. So let's share this tab instead. Peace. No, it's fake, but he did it. Sosa is hilarious. Hold on. I'm trying to find like a credible. What you doing this weekend, Hits?
Yard work and go in that garage. I've been looking at it. Yeah, when the weather gets nice. Yeah, now the weather is nice. I got to go in there and clean some stuff out.
I'm not trying to be funny, bro, but you need to go on and just get that landscaping, bro. Stop being lazy.
Oh no, my yard is not that big at all, so it's pitiful. It's pitiful.
Okay.
It's
hey,
they
do a. Okay, so it's not real.
Okay, so where did it come from, D?
So let's see.
I'm sure this has happened. You know, maybe this particular story.
So a TikTok video posted Tuesday of a news story about a man from Livonia, that state, who allegedly avenged his 19-year-old son's death by killing the daughter of the police sergeant who killed his son, has been viewed millions of times, but local police say the story is fake. Okay, so it ain't real. I'm actually glad, because that would be kind of wild. I mean, I would never wish death on somebody. But it brought. Go ahead.
How did it come across your radar?
It came across my radar when I was doing some work on the Tri Media TikTok page. But I knew something wasn't right because there's no school in that place. I immediately looked up the school, and there's no school called Livonia High School. But I played the clip for a reason. And I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna add some people to it, so I don't put you on the spot. Because I'm waiting on DQ and Logic, but they seem to be a little busy. So I'm let people come into the stream. Because I don't want to. I know you don't like to. You more of like a background kind of person like me. This is actually uncomfortable for me.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like
background. Look, I'm fading.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. This isn't. I'm not really like a person that likes to sit up here and do podcasts and stuff, but I see I'm going to be forced to do it. So the link is in the chat if y'all want to join in. But my question is this right or is it wrong if this was a true story? And I'm just playing with the views. division just so y'all see. Okay, so there we go. If this was true, if this was true, would he be justified in doing it?
Hell no. By what metric? Like in civil society? No. Hell no.
So if a cop kills,
Extrajudicial killing. That's like lynching. You know.
if a oh no no no, I don't know if we could say that.
Yeah, because I think lynching is just outside of court. It doesn't necessarily have to be hanging. It's when I believe you carry out quote unquote justice outside of the legal system. You know what? Let me look up what lynching means. I think the popular method of it, throughout Jim Crow and slavery was hanging. But
Omar Reed, what up, G? Matter of fact, let me go to the chat while you're doing that. Shango, what up, G? Smalls, what up, G? Shouts to PK. Period. King Sosa, he did he did it. I don't need to see the evidence. So Sosa probably looked it up too, and he saw that it was fake. Logic, get to the hotel room and help us out. Cuban is 89 here and humid as hell. Where are you, Cuban? Probably Florida, with that kind of humidity. Did y'all know that some guy had the nerve to marry one of the heads of that girl and not the other? What in the hell are you talking about?
oh, he's talking about the co-joined twins, I believe they are.
But who else? But okay, here's the thing.
I think they got married recently. That's a whole nother.
Yeah,
But
see,
yeah,
I'm not. See, I ain't down that rabbit hole. I care nothing
no,
about that.
that's what I said.
Omar Reed, what's going on, G? I
The
still need that training, Omar. I tried my best, bro. I tried to leave you out of it, but if you can help me out, I really appreciate it.
the
Um,
the
Sosa
minimal
said lynching is
definition,
organized frustration.
the from dictionary or whatever this is, Oxford, a mob a mob kill someone, especially by hanging for an alleged offense with or without a legal trial. So pretty much, yeah, acting outside of the legal system.
So you think, yeah, yeah, Omar. I just seem brilliant, bro. I ain't that brilliant. Um,
Yeah,
the
that's
the
premeditated murder. You said he sat outside and waited for the man's daughter, right? Or something like that, the story said.
yeah, but
Yes.
he sat outside of the place. Let me add logic to the stage. Camera on, G. We doing cameras today. uh, so but see, here's the thing. Here's the conundrum. Mm, love it when I use them kind of words. Uh, he killed. So if a cop killed someone's son because the child was reaching for his insurance, let's say everything was true. Your son was reaching for his insurance. The cop killed his son while reaching for the insurance. Would he be justified in killing that cop's child?
No,
Would you kill that cop's child?
probably not. No. That there
If you
and
had the
and that
opportunity, you
now
wouldn't do it?
hold on. That is like a sentence. To actually go about the process of unaliving someone, whether revenge or what, it's a whole process. And then to target, that's another thing. You're trying to eye for an eye this. Unfortunately, that's not how it works here, because you would pay probably a heavier consequence than that officer did if he was, unjustified. So that's no, I don't. Maybe I would want to in the moment, but you know, to actually go through all of that process, like I think you're saying if I seen her walking across the street, would I hit the gas or what's up, Omar Reed? Peace Sosa, peace Cuban. Um,
have you finished your thought hits?
yeah,
I
go
won't
ahead.
interrupt
I
you.
was just like
So,
that's
let me ask you a question. I think that's actually a very good question. It's a conundrum for sure. So, like, in your opinion, is there such thing as justified killing?
I was speaking in just the sense of the law. Yeah, self defense um is justifiable,
Hmm.
justifiable rather morally or um in court. Mercy killings. I think y'all hit on Dr. Kevorkian a few weeks ago. There's it's too broad, but this seems like a revenge, scenario.
Hmm.
Would I seek that type of revenge? And his background, he's covered by things that I'm not. Like he's
Hmm.
covered by the law, he's covered by training, he's covered by the system. I'm not. I'm covered under maybe a separate set of laws, constitution, state, federal, local laws. But no, in that scenario, no, there is no, and then again, what do you have to lose? You know, what you have to lose may be different than what I have to lose. If I'm married and if I have other children, you know, uh, because I know how that ends for me. Like, there's no judge that's gonna be like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, yeah, you're right. No, I don't think that's gonna go over. I don't think I could, as much as I'd want to. Now, had I been there on the scene, that's something different because, but to
This is man. This is
but but to sit and plan it,
this is
no, I
one
don't
heck
I
of a
don't think I could sit and
situation.
plan that.
Yeah, he had to be beyond frustrated at that point. I think our like environment plays a big role in this, and our social system as far as like what's legal, what's socially accepted, all these kind of things. I get your point when you talk about defensively like protecting yourself or something like that, which is a lot easier to understand because of our social circumstances. But I don't obviously, I'm not going to condone killing in this perspective. I think the guy is wrong. I mean, he's legally wrong, right? But I mean, is he? I think if you ask the question if he's morally wrong, it's kind of hard to answer, right? Like, I kind of feel where he's coming from. I mean, I don't know if I would act exactly the same way, but I'm also not feeling like how he's feeling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what he feels like in that circumstance, but I gotta imagine it was terrible. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, right? He,
And kill him
imagine
or
he
kill his daughter. That's the question. Like, would you do what
he
he did?
he, he
I
clearly wanted him to experience
yeah,
what he experienced.
that's a whole different scenario.
So
Diabolical is the right word. That's he definitely said, I want you to feel the same pain I'm feeling, and death is too good for you. So I'm gonna take some of yours like you took some of mine. That's exactly where he was coming from.
all right, so before I get into this, I just want to play this commercial. I want to stay on
Hold on,
brand.
I want to know what you would do, Brass, real quick.
I know. Before we do that, because
Oh,
I
okay,
looked in the chat GPT. Before we do that, I just want to
okay.
stay on brand. Give me 1 second. All right, so right back at it. So I put into Chat GPT, have people ever been found innocent in eye for an eye killings? And it said the concept of eye for an eye killings, also known as retributive justice, mute your mic, Elijah, is an ancient principle that suggests a person who has injured another person is penalized to a similar degree. So there says there are few, if any, known modern cases where someone has been found innocent for committing an eye for an eye killing. In most jurisdictions, taking the law into one's own hands and committing murder or other acts of violence as retribution considered is illegal. So then I asked for specific cases, as if it, to see if that it ever actually happened, and then I'll give my personal opinion. Lorena Bobbitt case. Now, I'm familiar with this case. I thought it was mythology for a very long time until somebody told me that this actually happened.
Yeah, it happened.
In a highly publicized case in 1993, Lorena Bobbitt was found not guilty by reason of temporary insanity after she severed her husband's, what she claimed was in response to prolonged abuse and by him. This case sparked widespread debate on domestic violence and retributive justice, though it does not fit perfectly into an eye for an eye framework. Qisas, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, in Islamic law. In some Islamic legal systems, the concept of qisas allows for retributive justice, which can be seen as a form of eye for an eye. However, these laws often include provisions for forgiveness or financial compensation, diya, instead of direct retaliation. And then there was the Dachau massacre, which I'm very familiar with this one. The liberation of the Dachau concentration camp in World War II. American soldiers executed unarmed German SS officers in an act of retribution for the atrocities committed in the camp. This event, though technically a war crime, was seen by many as a form of immediate retributive justice. The details of this incident remained largely undisclosed until decades later. So these highlight the complexity and legal implications of retributive actions. In contemporary legal systems, acts of personal vengeance are typically prosecuted as crimes, and defenses based on retributive motives are rarely accepted. So, in saying that, if I had no other children, I was towards the end of my life. Like I had, I'm in my 70s, 80s, something like that. No wife, like no ties, nothing that I would be leaving other than just it would affect nobody but me. I'm gonna curse. I would blow his fucking head off.
So basically, you're saying if you had nothing to lose, that's pretty much
Yes,
what you're saying. Yeah.
yes. I would honor my son's life in his death.
No, no, you said his head. The story says he went after
Oh yeah, I
his
wouldn't have killed his daughter. His daughter
his
ain't had
daughter.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with it. I'd
So
have killed
you know.
him. I'd have killed him. It wouldn't. I don't want him to feel how I
Yeah,
feel.
you just want
I
him
don't
out of
want
here.
him to feel at all.
You want him
I,
out of
I
here.
don't. I want it to be over with. I want his story. I want his chapter to end that day.
Facts.
But I understand where you're coming from, because I would also be an idiot if my family is already going through this traumatic period and they need me to lead my family. That's how an adult thinks. Your family now needs you to lead your family through this tough time. And now you take yourself out of the equation for a momentary act of vengeance, which I know after the 20, 30, 40 years, now you're about to take them through one instance and turn it into two instances. So no, I'm not in that way. And I am one of those people, it might be spooky, it might be pseudo, but karma, I do believe, I not believe per se. I just lean on certain parts of karma. You do certain things, it comes back to you. And I've learned that in business when it's I don't know what they call it, the scientific aspect of it. Maybe somebody in the chat can help us out with that. But there are certain aspects of, you know, that cop has to wake up and look at himself every day.
And that's the part that you know entertainment glamorizes. But unless people have actually seen people expire or uh be the victim of a traumatic event, like if anybody ever did first aid, or it's not the same in real life. It's not. Even anger, is outside of the initial people involved, like say the officer, and then like everybody around it. The gang mentality doesn't always kick in. Everybody, just losing their mind, that doesn't kick in a lot of times. You have reasonable people around. That's how we get through a lot of events, because somebody is reasonable. If you have to evacuate a building because of fire, everybody can't be running around screaming. Somebody's going to have some sense to organize it and try to get everyone out safe. So it's different when you're in it. I never unalived anybody. So, but I've seen people leave here, and I've been on first aid teams at different uh, uh, places of employment. It's different when you see somebody lose a finger, as opposed to you being the one, to chop it off or something. Like, it's just different. So, and then to go after someone's children, like, that's to me, that's like caveman shit right there. Like,
Okay. Any other thoughts on it? Anybody in the chat? Logic, anything else before I move on to the next topic?
I think Sosa said, yeah, he'd go.
Yeah,
I mean, people.
Sosa is with it.
Sosa said he with the
Sosa
shit.
with
I
So,
think.
so it's
Sosa
about
with the
that.
shit. Yeah, that's he strikes me as somebody that's with the shit. So I'm not surprised at that. Go
I
ahead, bro.
mean, pain makes people respond in a lot of different ways, man. It's kind of it's unfortunate, but I think the real unfortunate part is that I can understand where he's coming from. I think that might be the real reality. Like my human nature doesn't completely think what he did was completely unreasonable. For real. And
Okay,
maybe that's unfortunate to me, but I get it.
I
Definitely get it.
understand. In closing on that topic, I understand that um the with the history of the justice system and the court system towards blacks, and minorities in general, the poor. I think I understand where he's coming from if he's saying, I don't think that the courts are going to take care of me. I don't think that the courts are going to um, be honest, per se. And I think that I can understand that. I can understand that. And for all the people that say he's wrong, you are the same people saying, how is Zimmerman still alive? How is Zimmerman still alive after doing that to Trayvon Martin? How are and the one thing, and this is a challenge to all these gangsters out here, y'all all gangster till the cops pull their guns out. I always notice that these guys be so gangster until somebody say they go to police and everybody starts running. So
The
you
the the
only
only
as
pushback,
gangster.
the only pushback I would give you against that is a lot of people realize it's not just the officer that you're facing. You're literally facing the system in the form of a person in a uniform in front of you. Think about it. That's what keeps us, or a lot of people, from reacting to an officer the way they act to you. Like, if they start yelling at you, most people calm down. If they start acting, aggressive, most people, try to diffuse it, because it's not just the officer. Because we've seen videos of people just take officers' guns and whoop their ass and take their car in some cases. Um, I think a lot of people realize it's not just this man I'm going to be going at it with. I will be at it with the whole system. Like, this, literally, the system is standing in front of me. So if I punch this person, I'm putting hands on the system, and that's definitely a bigger battle.
Right. So in some weird way, I know this probably sounds crazy, but isn't what you describing social conditioning and not necessarily what's quote unquote right or wrong? Oh,
What's that? Who, Brass or me? I didn't.
yeah, that's
Just
for
you talk. I
you.
didn't.
No. Brass was saying that people are gangster until a cop pulls out a gun, and if you have a gun, how come you didn't pull yours out? I'm saying a lot of times people realize I'm not just shooting a cop, I'm shooting the system. Like, if I just, And I hope that don't go on an algorithm like that.
That is wild what you just
Yeah,
said, but go ahead.
yeah,
I'm listening
yeah.
to you.
But it's that's who you're engaging with. That's what they have behind them. You know, more people are afraid of the consequences of dealing with the system as opposed to an officer. Like if you get pulled over by a 5'1" female officer, nothing against that. She may be, you know, but if it's not her physical presence that's keeping you from, say, screaming back at her. It's she's gonna call back up. I'm gonna end up in court. It's gonna mess up my job, mess up my life. It's that process. It's not necessarily a one for one. I don't think. And that's not conditioning. That's the truth. They have the law behind them. You know, that's who you're talking to, a officer of the law, not Officer Billy Bob. You know, he's not Billy Bob when he's on the job. He's a representative of the legal system at that point. Most likely the first step in processing you into the legal system. But
Okay.
no, yeah, we can move on. Go ahead.
All right. So closing that point, this week the Negro Leagues records were added to Major League Baseball, and I'm here for it. I am here for it because the amount of anger and disdain. I love it when it's one of the things that I like about Trump. He, for some reason, allows racists to come out of the closet and be openly racist or openly angry or openly like, this is not right. So now at least we know how people really feel. So for those that didn't know, several major league records are now held by Josh Gibson as he and other Negro legends officially joined the all-time leaderboards. The statistics of more than 2,300 Negro Leagues players launched today in a newly integrated MLB.com database that presents records from 7 different Negro Leagues from 1920 to 1948 with long-standing AL and NL records. So essentially what happened, for those that don't understand sports, Major League Baseball went back and added all of the, not all, but about 2,300 Negro Leagues players' records into what they did in the Negro Leagues and added it to the MLB records. And even though they never played in Major League Baseball, but the reason why they did it, I mean, we'll find other reasons, but one of the main reasons why they did it is because they weren't allowed to play Major League Baseball. So they took what they did in those leagues, added it to this, and now it's caused some issues because now the highest career batting average in baseball is Josh Gibson. Number 3 is a man named Oscar Charleston. 4 is Judd Wilson. 5 is one of the coolest names I've ever heard in sports, Turkey Stearns. I don't know who Ed Delahanty is, but Buck Leonard, Tris Speaker, Ted Williams. So now, out of all of the top career batting averages, so essentially, so for those who don't know baseball, the batting average is how often you get on base, essentially, or you get a hit. So basically, 37% of the time, when these guys came up to bat, they got a hit, essentially. That's what it is. So in baseball, if you don't know, as long as if you're successful 4 out of 10 times when you come to the plate, you're the greatest baseball player that ever lived. So now with them adding these records, just deciding to add these records, this happened this week sometime. Now these quote unquote white players who were, kings of these books, the record books at the time, they're no longer the heads of whatever it is. And I think it's fire. So now Josh Gibson is the greatest batting average in history. And now the on-base percentage is Josh Gibson. Apparently Josh Gibson was amazing. At some point I'm going to look him up. Good old Barry with the Jay-Z album, 444. Ted
Barry with
Williams
the
is the
asterisk.
career. You're a hater. Moving forward, because I don't see an asterisk there. So why are you putting an asterisk there?
I don't know nothing about sports. Don't get me
Okay.
started.
I'm just trying to address. I want to address your hate openly.
Yeah. Don't get me. I don't know nothing about sports.
And the career slugging leader over the great Babe Ruth, there are some people who believe that Babe Ruth was just light skinned, but for the terms of this chart, he was white. Josh Gibson is now the career slugging leader. And I don't know what OPS means, but whatever the OPS is, Josh Gibson's the head of it. Apparently, Josh Gibson is now the greatest baseball player of all time. So that got me to thinking, and I'm going to say this. Now, I don't know much about baseball. Do y'all think that this was fair, even though these guys never took a major league at bat? And peace to you, DQ. What's going on, G?
OPS stands for
Peace,
on
peace.
base, on base percentage plus slugging percentage.
Okay, so both.
I'm just here for the definitions. Don't get me.
Slade! And Slade, we're gonna be talking about sports, so you're more than welcome to join.
Where's the sports folks at? Get me out of here with this.
Well, this is more of a social conversation. Do you think now they essentially added it because
Niggas is crying. Niggas is crying. No.
So let's see, why did they actually add it? You know what? I'm going straight to ChatGPT.
Oh dang!
Y'all go ahead and talk. Y'all go ahead and talk.
God gonna get tired.
No, God knows all.
Yeah, it's funny.
Why
all
did
the
they
time in the
add
world.
All I need is a Josh Gibson jersey. Let me get that off.
I have one.
See, how the fuck you?
Big shout out.
No. I'm gonna tell you why I have one because no. I have his
black Russian King crab. I got a pound in my deep freezer.
No. I got Josh Gibson and I have Satchel Paige because my family reunion, one of them, was in Kansas City, and that's where the Negro Leagues Museum is, right outside the airport. So when we went there, they had them for sale there. I bought my son one. I bought one. We took pictures, stuff like that. So it's not no special reason. It's
man. Next time, let me go with the conspiracy brass. Nigga.
Yeah, I mean, you can go. Listen, they're gonna go with the conspiracy no matter what I say. Fuck what he's saying.
All right, real quick.
He was in the
on Josh Gibson. His name is Joshua Gibson. He was born December 21st. Let's put some respect on his name, right? 1911. He died January 20th, 1947. He was an American baseball catcher. Primarily.
He died at 36?
Yeah, 35. He was an American baseball catcher primarily in the Negro Leagues. In 1972, he became the second Negro League player to be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Big shout out, Josh Gibson.
Peace to you.
Young, 35 years old.
So it says the records in the Negro Leagues were incorporated into Major League Baseball to acknowledge and rectify the historical exclusion of these leagues and their players from mainstream recognition they deserve. Okay, yeah, I agree. So the Negro Leagues operated for 28 years, so from 1920 to 1948. The Negro Leagues, so here's some key reasons. Historical recognition. The Negro Leagues were established because obviously African Americans couldn't play in baseball due to racial segregation policy. I wonder if were there any Egyptians in Major League Baseball?
Oh boy.
No, it's too soon. It's too soon. We can't do
Way
that.
Too soon.
Okay, all right. I ain't gonna do it. So it said quality of play. The level of play in the Negro Leagues was comparable to that in the MLB, with many players just demonstrating extraordinary skills and performances. Satchel Paige, Cool Papa Bell, and Josh Gibson. They wanted a comprehensive baseball history. So incorporating Negro League statistics into MLB records provides a more complete and accurate historical account of baseball. And for those that don't know, I used to have baseball cards when I was a kid. Baseball, more than probably any other sport. Matter of fact, I would say more than any other sport, their records and numbers are sacred to them, i.e. asterisks. That's why the PED and steroid age was so devastating to baseball, because they take those records very seriously. Very seriously. Like your batting average, how many home runs, how many walks and things like that. The steroid era really messed baseball up for a very long time, because while it was exciting, I mean they dove headfirst, pause, into the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa era when everybody was hitting home runs and this, that, and the other. I thought it was kind of, man, don't get banned, don't get banned. I thought that they were cool with it because Mark McGwire was as white as the day is long. And they kind of, as long as he was doing it, it was okay. But then Barry Bonds came along, Sammy Sosa, who is white now. He came along and did it. So they take their numbers very serious for some reason. And then public support. There's been long-standing support from historians, fans, and advocacy groups who have pushed for the recognition of Negro League records. But there's something that I thought was very interesting in this too. It took them almost 4 years to do this. Like they passed this in 2020, but they it took them 4 years to compile all of these records. But now the problem that I have with it is this. Now I'm glad that they did it. But y'all don't think it's somewhat unfair that these people, these Negro League players, never took a swing in Major League Baseball, but somehow hold Major League Baseball records? What do y'all say to that? Peace to the chat. Sunchild. Okay, Sunchild in the building. Slade, yep, it's way too soon.
I say follow the money. I'm sure there's some money involved in some major money involved in this somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So that to me that would be the least talked about part, but the most important part. It all sounds good for history and stats and inclusion and recognition, but I'm sure on the flip side, there's a lot of money to be made with who owns, you know, likenesses, how they market it. When you start seeing TV shows and all of this, from on the MLB network, and yeah, it's some money involved, major.
What say you, DQ? Slade says peace. Think of all the jersey sales. And yeah, Slade, I had no issue with the PED too. Baseball is boring. It's like soccer to me. I get the people that love it because they love it for the art of it or what it looks like or something like that. But yeah, I think people home runs, that Mark McGwire Sosa era and Barry Bonds era was like the only time I probably watched baseball ever. And we're out here with the greatest baseball team of all time. Matter of fact, Yankees all day. Yankees all day long. And I still don't watch baseball. I still don't care for it. What you say, DQ? Can you hear us, DQ?
My bad. I'm back. I was on the phone.
Okay.
I was on the phone call. My bad, baby. Having business. Shit getting lit.
Go ahead. By the way, don't forget, have your flyers ready to advertise. But go ahead. What you say? So do you think it's fair?
What was the question?
Do you think it's fair? And in the chat, do y'all think that it's fair that the Negro League records were added to Major League Baseball, even though they never took a swing? Took one swing. Do you think it's fair?
Yeah, I do. Because it was just an alternative major league system. It was just specifically segregated for Negroes. But it was a Major League Baseball program, company. So yeah, most definitely, I do think it should be added in.
Okay. So apparently, me and we all in agreement. I'd love to. If anybody in the chat disagrees, I'd love for you to come up and state. But when I tell you, state your case, gangster. Peace to you, said. Peace
Yeah.
to Sunchild, Slade, Omar. Okay. Oh man, they going
Sunchild,
crazy.
peace.
Yeah, they going that Sunchild. Sunchild,
Man, Sunchild, my
honestly.
boy.
Yeah, I like Sunchild because no matter where Sunchild can't go on any social media platform and not be attacked, bro. No, he just can't. It's like whatever he's done, you go ahead. They're making him stand on whatever he's standing on. You gonna stand on it everywhere. There's no freedom for you. There's no freedom. All right, so Cedric says yes because they were excluded and they were just as good or better. Now here's the funny part. Now all these stories are coming out that the Negro leagues technically their best players were better than the major league players at that time. So now they also brought up Jackie Robinson. Now I'm not for any Jackie Robinson slander, but from what I hear now with all of these records, did y'all notice that there was one name that was not in any of those records now that they added all those Negro League records? Jackie Robinson. So they didn't take the best player and integrate pro baseball. I think they took the player that could deal with or somebody that was as marketable, I guess, that could deal with the racism that they were going to face. Would I be wrong in saying that?
Not at all. I definitely agree with that too. My daddy always told me that there was a collection of books that was written by Coretta Scott King, and it was like our great black leaders in America. Thurgood Marshall, book on Benjamin Banneker, George Washington Carver. I had to read all these little small chapter books, but there was one on Jackie Robinson, and my daddy always told me that Jackie Robinson was good, but he wasn't the best. He always said that. He said there was always that one person, some Arnold Johnson or somebody, who was better than Jackie Robinson, but Jackie Robinson just, I guess he said, what did he say? Jackie Robinson was coachable, or he was more malleable to societal pressures, so he can survive within the major league. But yeah.
And I'm seeing that Jackie Robinson only played 1 year in the Negro League. So maybe because the majority of his work is in Major League Baseball, that they didn't have to include his stats.
It makes sense.
But from what I see, it says he was only, let's read it, only played 1 season in the Negro Leagues before he was brought into the major leagues by Branch Rickey on April 15th, 1947. And I think there's a book on Branch Rickey I have somewhere over there. I didn't get to read it yet, but
Branch Rickey, that's the head of the Dodgers, right?
don't get me lying.
No, it is. Branch Rickey was the guy who brought him to baseball.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I'm saying. His story is
orchestrated
interesting in and of itself from what I used to see online. But yeah, it just says Jackie Robinson only played 1 season. So maybe that's why his records, or if it is, it's not a, extensive record.
Okay. This is the topic that's gonna probably have everybody change the view. This is the next topic that's going to oh boy. I don't even know if I wanted to talk about this topic. Everybody's been asking me behind the scenes, but I'm going to do it. I'm doing it for the culture. I'm doing it for like I'm doing it for TV. Let's see. Trump convicted.
No one is surprised about either both you bringing it up or him being convicted. I'll just
bringing it up. I told you I don't discuss Trump publicly, so this should be a surprise. I don't like to discuss Trump publicly. I like to keep those kinds of views privately. So for those that don't know, the next president of the United States was convicted of 34 counts 34 counts of fraud. So Donald Trump's conviction on 34 felony counts marks the end of the former president's historic hush money trial. So the sentencing and the potential for a prison sentence, a lengthy appellate process, and all the while the Republican presidential nominee still has to deal with he has three more cases outside of this. So for those that don't know, let me see. Don't know if it goes into essentially what these are. It's all kind of related to one thing. So, after more than 9 hours of deliberations over 2 days, a Manhattan jury found Trump guilty of falsifying business records stemming from a hush money payment to porn actor Stormy Daniels during his 2016 presidential campaign. Now, the reason why it's so many counts is because they got him for the wire fraud. It's 34 counts, all kind of encompassing the same thing. So, the question is, he's the first president, past or present, to be convicted, essentially. And people want to know what this means now. What it means now is Trump 2024. He's going to whoop Biden's ass in any election that he takes place in. There's no Democrat that's going to beat Donald Trump if he's allowed to run. And for those that don't understand court processes, while if you have a felony, you may not be able to work at Popeyes, you can be president of the United States of America. While that is fair or unfair, there's a young man on Instagram. I'm going to play his video in a second. And you might feel that it's unfair, but in the same token, that is not one of the requirements or one of the things that would exclude you from running for president of the United States. Early primary votes last week started in New Jersey. I voted for Donald J. Trump happily with a smile on my face, and then took my family to a celebratory breakfast. What says the rest of the panel? Because y'all know where I stand. So hits, DQ, anywhere y'all want to go.
Well, I always tell people, and I told him when he first ran, y'all should just let that boy get 2 terms so y'all ain't got to deal with him no more. Trump's going to win. Point blank period. I don't even know who his opposition is. I don't care who it is. Trump has the spirit of America in him. America's going to rally behind.
That America has 3 K's in it, right?
I don't give a piss about nothing but America, baby.
That America got 3 K's in it, don't it?
No. Let's let the hater get his room. Go ahead.
No. You said people don't understand the legal system, and Donald Trump is one of them. So I'll just leave it there.
No, don't leave it there. Get it all out. Get it all out. Listen.
No, this
and
is
in
simple.
The chat, if you upset,
this is simple. He's a convicted criminal. He has 3 more cases up and coming. He's not going to win. This is not even that intricate. He's not going to win. And like DQ said, he's going to. I just disagree. He's going to go away anyway. I don't think he needs another term to go away after that. And we all know why he had to run in the first place, is to try to duck all of this, all of his criminal activity. Like, come on, let's not have double standards for people.
Why not have double standards? It's America.
Okay,
I just put an invite to the Discord. If you want to join our Discord,
when he loses, I don't know what building they're gonna run up in. Then I don't know what's left. Maybe the White House instead of the Capitol. Maybe they'll run up in the White House.
What is your problem with Trump, bro? Just get it out. No, you definitely have a problem.
He's
with Trump.
No one I would vote for.
I don't. You can't.
No, he's no one I would vote for. Why does it have to be a problem? I don't think he was a good president. I don't think he did great things for the majority of the country. That's why. It's like I said, it's not that complicated. It's really not. It's not. It's simple. He wasn't as good as people said he was. He was one of the main factors why the pandemic was out of control here.
Oh, he caused
He
COVID.
he
Go
he
ahead.
he was not a good fit for any office, public, maybe a boardroom office or something like that.
Okay.
And from what we're
Okay.
seeing, he can't even do that right, or
Okay.
within legal parameters. So no, it's really not that complicated with me. He's just somebody I wouldn't vote for ever. That's all. For
So I
those
want to
few
share.
simple reasons. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I want to share this tab real quick.
Convicted felon. My daddy a convicted felon. My mama a convicted felon. So I'm not really that move or celebratory behind somebody being a convicted felon, especially because I know they're gonna have no implications on their real life. When my mama and my daddy and my grandma caught their felonies, it changed their life forever and made it where there are certain opportunities, accessibility, and resources they no longer could put their hands on because they are a convicted felon. I'm talking about a lot of jobs in this country will make it where you no longer are eligible for that job because you have a convicted felon. You feel me? So the fact that this man has studied 4 of them and still is able to run for commander in chief of this country, it really make me feel this type of way. You know what I'm saying? And then the pessimist in me make it where I become so desensitized to what's going on in this country. It's like, hey, what does this mean? Because in my mind, shit, even if they were to convict him 4 days before the Republican Party said that he was the primary candidate, the folks would still figure out some type of way to vote for him. So again, for me, it's like, what it mean? What is the implications of him having these 34 felonies? And I know a whole bunch of folks that got felonies and they can't do nothing, but he's able to still run for president of the United States. Shit crazy to me, man. And free all the guys, especially when knocked up for nonviolent victimless crimes.
Rarely can somebody say something more perfect than that. One of the things about being an American is you have to realize that being an American, and we always go back to this quote of being woke and black in America is to be in a state of rage of all time. America makes no sense. So you know what I do? I jump in that nonsense pool and participate. That's what I do. I just jump in that nonsense pool and I participate. I understand that you can't join the military with a felony, but somehow you can have 34 felonies, be the commander in chief of that same military. That's the America that we live in. So,
He's not the commander in chief, but go
no, he
ahead.
was and he will be. But and listen, you sound like a Democrat every time you cut me off.
That's not voting for Trump. That's what I.
So anyway, my point is this: is it right? No. Is it wrong in the United States of America? Apparently, no. Apparently, and I agree with him. Now, his grandmother was a gangster, apparently. She has felonies. His mother was a gangster, apparently. She has felonies, and it changed their life. And there's certain things that you are excluded from. But if president of the United States is not, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think this is a witch hunt. I think that the powers, this is my conspiracy theory, right? No sources. Don't ask me to shut up. No sources on this. I think that they're doing everything in their power to make sure that he can't run and it's backfiring. I think they're doing everything in their power. He does enough on his own to disparage his own character. You trying to disparage the character of somebody who apparently doesn't care about their character is foolish on its face. So whether you vote for him or don't vote for him, I get it. And everybody has the right to their vote. I don't like to ask people what they vote. That's actually a tougher conversation than that. But in the very same token, this same person that got convicted of 34 felonies very well could be the president of the United States come October, officially January 21st.
So I have one thing to say. So all of you people who have traffic tickets, any allegations against you that may require some court time or some legal matters, go disparage yourself so much that the judge goes, we won't even bring you up on charges because you're doing enough, detriment to your own character. We don't need to process these charges with you. And a charge for someone in his position, as opposed to a charge for someone in our position, which is mainly about money in the court system, which is, basically another segment of the financial institution, as opposed to being the actual, legal framework for a lot of stuff. For the everyday Joe, it's a money making machine. For someone in his stature, that may not be how it fits in. But I hope you're not saying because he's makes himself look horrible, he shouldn't be charged with crimes. And at this point, he was convicted of those crimes.
No, I would never
So
say that. I would I would
okay,
never say.
no,
I
no,
would. I
and
would
not
never.
not
No, no,
directly, but yeah, he does. But he still has to be charged. Now, when you're charged with something, and he still got cases on the way, so I just
You're damn right, Slade. Brass think about the bag he made when Trump was in office, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You damn right. You are damn right. I paid the least amount of taxes. I got some. Matter of fact, that's one of the
I
first.
think you could do that with anybody in office.
Not this back.
Trump's numbers don't
Hold
line
on,
up
hold on,
to
hold on,
Trump's.
hold on.
No, hold on. You said
No,
your
no, you
spiel.
just cut me off. I was
Cap
done.
award. Cap
Trump's
award.
numbers
You just
don't
cut me
line
off.
up. Show me the numbers. No
No, I
source.
ain't show you
I
my
won't even
taxes.
bring a
Hey,
source.
you sound like a fed. You can't see my taxes.
Show me a headline where it says his
I don't,
presidency
bro.
was
It is
beneficial
common
financially.
knowledge. It is common knowledge.
No, it
Common
ain't.
knowledge that entrepreneurs and business owners, one of the main reasons why we look past a lot of the things that Trump has done in his life, one of the main reasons why we look past what he's done is because of the entrepreneurial breaks we got while he was president of the United States. Just being honest with you.
What happened to all those breaks during the pandemic? They evaporated because his
for
handling
you? Well,
of the
yeah,
pandemic. No,
okay,
for,
so
no,
you
no,
gotta,
no, no, no,
boy,
no. Now
Trump,
you said
Trump
people.
make you cut people off, don't it? Because I wasn't done. See how Trump bringing it out you?
Hey, we got
He's bringing
Trump. We
it
got
out
Black Egypt. It's getting.
Because you're making
Trump bringing the
statements
Black
that are
Egypt out you.
general, and you're either speaking for everybody or you're not.
I'm not. I'm speaking for me.
You said people, entrepreneurs.
Okay,
You didn't
so
say you.
Okay,
You said you,
court
and then
reporter.
you slid. I'm just trying to keep you on track.
So entrepreneur, he leans more towards business owners and the rich. He does. He leans more towards the upper class, and which I'm proud to be a member of, a card carrying member. So yes, for my family and criminals. Wait, see, it's always. I think you need to start logging in as yourself. Hits, because Tribe Media does not stand by and criminals. But we moving forward because he freed the guys. He freed a lot of the guys. So it is what it is. But no, I completely understand your sentiment and your feelings for Trump. I understand it. I'm not mad at you. I don't necessarily have a quote unquote dog in the fight. Welcome to all the people that just joined the server. We'll give you some information after the show. I understand where you're coming from, right? And I understand, but this is what I think. No matter how bad Trump is in office, I think Biden's worse. I think the guy falling asleep on camera, falling up the steps, and then somehow falling down steps on the same trip, losing his thoughts, the same guy who, I'm just not a fan. I think at this point, if he was running against maybe a better candidate or someone that was in a different place, I would think I would have different feelings. But not different feelings, but less feelings. But I really don't like Biden. So let me ask you a question. So you like Biden?
I agree with what Cedric said. Let me just address some of the things in the chat. Every rapper want to be like Trump in the 90s. A lot of rappers wanted to be like Scarface. A lot of rappers wanted to be like John Gotti, and they actually named themselves after these people. So that fits in line with the lore that comes with street rap, gangster rap, things like that. So to me, yeah, I agree with you. Every rapper wanted to be, or they even
Hey,
had them in it in their videos. They had
speaking of
lyrics in their
absolute,
song about Trump, but they also had every other detrimental character that you could think of, from Wiley Coyote all the way to John Gotti. So that would fit that case perfectly. So I don't see how that's a stretch, in entertainment, right? Um, Again, I think people are disillusioned by, just like rappers can use that in entertainment. I think the numbers show that what people think Trump did, or feel he did, or sounds hot because he said it, don't show up in the numbers. And much like most people with a lot of topics, people don't really get into the details.
let's ask
Here and
ChatGPT.
hold on. And
Yeah,
there's also one thing about the government, and they keep a lot of records. Financial institution keeps records. Um, you can be beneficial to a segment of society, and at this and in a year ruin that for that same segment. So without being broad based, we could look at something like entrepreneurialism, and the part that I think most of us are interested in is how did his time in office affect Black people or African Americans, which we could see through his handling of just something like that of the pandemic. It wiped all of that out. So at the same time, you could pat someone on the back for helping you across the street. That morning, that afternoon, they fly right back down that same street and run your ass over. So I think there's a lot of disillusionment with him, and I think the major effect was more on racial terms for white people in this country, way more than it was for Black people. So until people look at the headlines, show the headlines, show the numbers, that yeah, it did work out for the majority of people. So we can look at our personal situations. Some people did good under Clinton. Some people good under uh, uh, did good under Obama. Some people did good under Trump. So that's all subjective, I think.
Answer that question on the screen.
What's the code? There's only these people together. Oh Jesus. Yeah, you trying to now you really want the feds up in here, huh?
DQ. Answer that question on the screen. Y'all answer that question in the chat. What was the one thing that brought these people together?
Studio
cocaine,
50, Studio
cocaine,
54.
cocaine.
Studio 54.
That Ena, that
What
Ena.
is the only thing that could bring Rick James, Jack Nicholson, and who is that? Oh, that's Leia. Ain't that Princess Leia?
Yes, that looks like her.
Yeah, that's the Star Wars. That's Princess Leia.
And
I don't
and
know her
and two,
actual
you know
name.
what's funny? People in New York have a different feeling about Trump than say the rest of the country. And that's something I think we should look at too sometimes, is how the people in this state feel about him. He didn't win the state. He didn't win, I drive all over the state. You see Trump signs in certain parts of the state. So his own city and how he operated here, and a lot of things were common knowledge to people here that weren't common knowledge to the rest of the country or the world. Like he's like Cedric said, he was a rap quote. You throw him in a rap, something like that. But in most terms, people didn't think he was a stand-up guy. They wouldn't trust him with the money, and anybody who does research can see that he's not an ultimate businessman. He didn't come from nothing. He didn't, all of these, again, these illusions people have about him. And there's nothing wrong with him, not taking advantage of that. I take advantage, if that was my line of work, to be a politician, which is mainly the main part is to be liked. People don't look at economics and policy a lot of times. So I think there's a lot of illusion, but that's in, um, the current state of this country anyway, with like social media and things like that. So
But I mean, while we're talking about rappers in the 90s, this was also rappers in the 90s.
Nothing criminal about that.
That was every rapper's favorite dance in the 1990s. So I ain't think about no rappers in the 1990s. Look, every dance, no matter what the beat was, no matter what the song was, no matter what the rap was, the same stupid ass dance. So I'm not. I think Trump has. Yeah, you're saying that's Princess Leia. Okay, so Trump is more of a he's part of the hip hop culture, right? I mean, he's done a lot of things, and when people talk about how he handled COVID, I'd be interested to see how any president would handle a novel virus shutting down the world. Put any of them in a position and let's see how they handle it. I wouldn't judge that as a barometer of, he's incompetent or otherwise. I mean, he does have some incompetence. I think he does know what he know, but I also know to a certain extent the presidency. I know it's powerful. You're the most powerful person on the globe. Blah blah blah. But in the very same token, you know, rating the presidents and how they do, that's a subjective thing. I did that before. Trump doesn't rate as one of the top 10 presidents of all time, obviously. But I don't have Barack Obama. Barack Obama's towards the bottom of my 10. He's in the 10, but he's low. He's not in the top 5. So, it's not
I'm sure
rating
Chase Bank
presidents.
and Lehman Brothers and all them have him in
Oh hell, I know they do.
top number one.
They probably got his poster as employee of the month.
Yeah.
So, but I just wanted to bring it up, have the conversation. For those who think he's going to jail, I doubt it. Even on 34 felony counts, I doubt it. He's got good lawyers. He's going to appeal the life out of it. Is he going to be able to run in the election? I think it depends more on the rest of these cases that he's facing. I'm actually glad that this particular case is over. For some reason, they thought a porn star and a bad lawyer were now credible witnesses, and that's going to cause problems for him in the appellate part of this because they think that he is those witnesses. His basic defense is that Cohen and Stormy Daniels weren't credible, and apparently the jury thought different. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where everybody stands on it. I just know I would much rather have him than have Biden. I'm just being honest with you. Just being completely honest. I'd much rather have him than have Biden. I want to show y'all the saddest person. If you think the saddest person on the planet, yeah, see Cedric. He didn't do anything different than any of those other guys did. I would agree. Everybody loves Barack Obama, but when those drone statistics came out and they showed the amount of people that he murdered, that he came out in a different light also. So they all about the same to me.
But we're talking about Trump. Let's stay away from the whataboutism. Let's deal with the matter at hand.
No, I'm not saying what about. I'm not saying what about.
Well, they all this and
it just seems,
they all that. No, we're talking. Let's keep and again.
No, we're gonna keep it on Trump. But what at the point of the conversation we was at was we was grading him against, that not you. I'm not saying what you said. That it was kind of like a narrative of he was just so much worse and so much more villainous than the other presidents, but they all have villain aspects to them, and that I think come with the job. I'm not one of those people that believe that the president doing something is somehow he's terrible because he chose it or whatever. I would assume just being president of the United States and having that responsibility, there's a certain level of villainy. There's a certain level of treachery that you're going to have to do as being in charge of anything, in any job. There's certain decisions that have to be made that are a little sad.
But he was terrible before he was the president. That's what I'm saying. People in
so
New
you
York
so he was just completely terrible
people
before
in New
he
York
became president.
People in New York State, that's what I'm saying. People who've known him outside of this little rap stuff, just in business and legal man, he was a terrible person. Like the instances that come with the job, or the dirt that you have to do once you're in office, yeah, that's like you said. If that's built in, it's built in. But he never was a good person or
so Donald J. Trump has never been a good person.
No,
ever.
He tell you that. I
So
don't,
Donald J. Trump. No, I just want to be clear. I just want to be
Okay.
clear on this. Hold on. I want to be clear on this absolute. I just
Okay.
want to hold on. Let me finish.
Oh, go
Yes.
ahead.
I want to be clear on this absolute. Donald J. Trump, before he was president of the United States, was never a good person, says you. Yes or no?
Ask him who he grabbed by the
No,
so-and-so.
no.
That he
Answer the
said. Says
question.
me. Yes, he was never a good person. And most people
tough.
in New York never saw him
That's
as a good
that's a
person.
tough statement to
Most
stand
people in
on.
New York never saw him as a good person or a decent human being. Period.
So what do you say
Period.
about Biden?
Nope. Let's stay on Trump. We'll have a show
No, I'm
about
asking you.
Biden.
It's a separate question. I'm not talking
Nope.
about Trump.
No. I don't know nothing about Biden.
But you know everything. You know
His
nothing about Biden,
his
but
record
everything about
shows
Trump.
how a lot of his decision disproportionately affected black people too. So that's a fact. But I didn't know him before politics. We're talking about Trump, who most people in New York State knew before politics. You know,
I
a lot
think
of
it
his
is
businesses is here. He's, he's from here. So again, I'm just
I
saying,
think it
like,
is. I think it is definitely a
sports. Yeah, that's not mine.
no. I think it's definitely no. We about to close out. We gonna go.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the NBA Finals, so.
Okay.
Well, and if anybody else wants to come in, once again, welcome to everybody. Just join the Discord. We put the link in the chat. It's just a place where you can come talk, hear about our shows. If you have ideas for different shows or podcasts, you can hit us up. That's pretty much what we do in Tri Media. For people that want to get into the podcast space, the streaming space, we assist you in that. And we're building a network of shows. We got a gaming show coming up. We have a sports show coming up. We have Hits AI technology show coming up. So that's what our Discord is about. Good conversation. Come in, be positive. It's not about, trying to be right, wrong, or otherwise. It's just a safe space. And if you have ideas for content, if you have an idea for content that you would like to produce, we'll help you produce it versus take the idea and use it for ourselves. We're trying to create people that want to create media within our and within our network. So the most unhappy person, if you thought you had a tough life, matter of fact, I'll close on this. If you thought you had a tough life, at least you're not Grant Williams. So for those that don't know, the NBA Finals is set now. Luka Magic and Kyrie and the Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. I think it starts next Friday. And somehow, probably the most unluckiest person on the planet right now is Grant Williams. Grant Williams played for the Boston Celtics last year, got traded to the Mavericks this year, and then got traded again because he was so bad. And somehow the last two teams he's been on were the Celtics and the Mavericks, and he is not in the NBA Finals next week. I think it's terrible. I think that I would have to be looking in the mirror right now like, Jesus, man, what did I do to deserve this? I don't know who he plays for now. Maybe somebody put it in the chat. I don't know who he plays for now, but you'd have to be really, really, really unlucky to play for both teams that are in the NBA Finals and somehow not be in the NBA Finals this year. So I don't know if DQ is back. DQ, if you don't mind, I'm gonna do a sports show. I'm just not gonna invite Hits because Hits don't want to talk about sports.
No, I just don't know nothing about it. I didn't say I don't want to talk about it. I'm learning.
So
I just can't ask me nothing about it. I don't know.
This team in the green, that's the Boston Celtics. This team in the white, that's the Dallas Mavericks. And
I'm gonna tell you a story. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you a real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I changed networks or cable providers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get that Trump convicted off the screen unless you like looking at it. I like looking at it, but no, I've been out of work a little while because I got injured, right? So all my friends watch sports. Obviously, it's the NBA, this and that. So I changed cable providers. I said, okay, I'm going to sit and watch some sports. So when I talk to my friends, I kind of know what the hell they're talking about, right? So it was some part of the finals. So I said, I'm gonna sit down here on the couch, and I guess the game came on around 8 or 9. My wife goes to bed. I'm sitting on the couch. I said, all right, I'm watching the teams play. And I said, you know what? I don't like the Lakers anyway, because I'm for the underdogs. I always look at whoever they play as the underdog. Don't ask me why. So I'm watching the TV, watching. I'm like, I don't hear LeBron's name. I don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe the Lakers don't need him to play. So they're running up, they're playing. Okay, halftime, this or that. So now we're second half. I'm like, all right, I still don't hear LeBron. Maybe they don't need him. Well, I hope they lose anyway. So my wife goes to the bathroom upstairs. She, leaves the bedroom. She yells downstairs, "Are you watching sports?" I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to get into it. I'm watching the playoff. The Lakers, I think they're gonna lose. Blah blah blah." All the way at the end of the game, when the game was over, the announcer says something about the Pacers. I told my, I was like, hold on the whole time. I told my friend, he said, "Are you doing uniform colors? So when you just brought up the team in this color and that color, I thought I was watching the Lakers. I didn't pay no attention to the announcers, to what was on the screen. I'm just listening for LeBron's name.
Hey, Hitch, you want to continue to work here?
If you want to continue to work here, lay off the
narcotics. Leave it alone. I said, I watched the Lakers last night. They just started laughing. They said, "What's no damn Laker game on? What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "I watched
the Lakers been in Cancun."
Wait, you actually told people in public? You said this publicly?
No, I told my friend. I called. I told him what happened. I said, "Man, I told the story the same way." I said, "I watched the Lakers last night." They were like, "The hell Lakers was you watching?" And I said, "I watched the whole game. And how come they ain't play LeBron?" He was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
He said, "I was at the lake at the ER."
He said, "Yeah." They said I went by uniform colors, like. So they was like, "Just leave it alone." So
yeah, just leave it alone.
Thank you for telling me Thanks for telling me about the team colors and all that. That's what I know about sports. So
well, I had to represent because DQ is in Texas. The Mavericks are his team. So I know he was fired up. I ain't really even bothered DQ lately because I know the Mavericks been on, and the Ant-Man conversation will be coming soon, probably on Monday. Because I think now we could ease up on all the hype, leave my Lakers alone.
You ran into that tomahawk. It was on demonic time.
So how you feel? How does the state feel right now with Dallas in the finals right now?
We feeling real good. We actually feel like we have a chance to win this. The way Luka playing is phenomenal. The way Kyrie is being a leader and being poised. The way that all the role players are playing exceptionally well. I'm loving it.
I honestly think this will be the first series that I pick against Dallas. And the only reason I do is because now Luka is special. So I say this caveat. Luka could win these finals. Why, he could do it. He could go crazy. But the one thing about the West nobody has really paid attention to, now I'm glad Slade is here and Sosa's in the building. The one thing about the West was the tougher conference. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Just help hits out. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. We're gonna have a banner war hits. Trump will be president of the United States. You definitely, your grammar is slipping. You tried to change it.
I tried to type it so fast. I could. I tried to type it.
He said the hate is seeping through your pores.
Oh my God, the hate is strong with this one. All right, so moving forward, forget Trump.
Good.
So no, we done with that. So because we need the banners on how to chop it and all that anyway. My pick for the finals is the Celtics, barring injuries. Because even though the West was tough, now walk with me on this, DQ, Slade and Sosa if you can. The West was tough. It was easily the better conference. I agree. Right. But if you break down those teams, they were star-driven teams. Like the Timberwolves, to me, is basically Ant-Man. The Thunder was basically just Shai Gilgeous. The Clippers was, 2 players.
Oh yeah, I'm about to argue your ass
down. No, listen, there was 2 players, right? So what I mean by that is it was 2 guys who could create their own shot, get a bunch, you know, shoot threes and stuff like that. Like these are teams who had like one or two shooters, one or two people you had to worry about with one or two shooters. The Celtics at any given time have 5 shooters on the court at all times, and probably 4 to 5 out of the 5 can go and get their own shot. Now, I think I'm leaving room for Luka to go absolutely crazy. I'm leaving room for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving room for that. I think that's the only way that the Mavericks can win the series, because when Luka decides to be unguardable, he just is. He's unguardable. So
can I just add this? And I would like my propers. I want Cedric to know.
Did you just say propers?
Yes, I that's what props is short for. Don't come on now. I want Cedric. I want Cedric to know I created a new team. 2 teams. It's called the Pakers or the Lacers. I want my props. So I apologize, Sid, if I messed up, you know. And Slade, I apologize for messing up the Lakers. So I created 2 new NBA teams. I look forward to, you know, you guys helping me with.
And Slade, join the server, bro. I don't got nobody to talk sports with in the server at all. Join the server, bro.
Me and
DQ
Slade
don't talk about these teams. So that's my theory. The Celtics got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Holiday. Porzingis should be back, I think. They got I think they got Pritchard. I think I'm going, and then 2, last point. You know, the Celtics, you know how the NBA you got to lose first? You know what I'm saying? You know how you got to lose first. You got to lose in the finals, lose this in order to win. I'm going with the Celtics. Now, you can talk all the shit that you want to talk now, but unless you putting some bread behind it, I don't want to hear it. So go ahead.
All right. See, that y'all don't know he pulled a move. That last statement was a move. I love that man. Once I handle other fiscal responsibilities.
Okay.
I'm gonna handle some shit. I
understand. We on the same page.
I like how you did that. But I'm gonna let you know, Mavs in 5.
Oh, you out of your mind.
No. Matter of fact, no. Mavs in 6. That was disrespectful.
Okay, Mavs, at a big,
that was mad disrespectful.
So you just like so Celtics just damn. And then that's another thing, DQ. The Celtics is the most.
So what are the what do you
go
call
back
it?
to that screen. I like that screen. Whoever had that screen up.
What do you call
that
it?
last screen.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Yeah, you had the bracket up.
Yeah, put the bracket up.
Okay, go here. There it is.
Yeah, go to that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are the what do you call it when one is favored over the odds? Like what's the odds on them?
You see the odds right there. This is a 1 seed versus a 5 seed.
Yeah, the Celtics should be favored.
Well,
the Celtics should be favored too because they had the best record in the regular season.
Bro,
so the first 2 games are going to be I know, but the first 2 games are going to be in Boston, right?
Yep.
So yeah, they'll be favored at home.
I'm going on the record. I like the blue uniforms better.
Let's go.
I like
my man going by straight uniforms. Bro, hey man, but look at this, y'all. Like seriously, I gotta give you a little pushback. The way you painted it fit your narrative, but where you flawed it is the Thunder was a team. That wasn't just a bunch of star players. That was a collection of team motherfuckers. Like Shea didn't do it by himself. He had the white boy balling, and then I forgot the other person they had. Like they had a team.
They had Jalen Williams. They had a team.
They had a team. Now I would say Timberwolves. They are star driven. Of course, the Nuggets. They just fell apart. You know, people thought they was gonna win it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally understand. I feel like once the Nuggets got took out, bro, that's when I really feel like we got it.
Yeah.
Like
that
I knew
been
we
a bad
had
match for y'all. That would have been a bad match for y'all.
Yeah. I'm glad they Nuggets ran out of gas. I knew Ant-Man and them wasn't gonna do it. They didn't have enough oomph. But we have the perfect mixture of young talent ready to pause, explode on the court. We have a veteran who can humble everybody in Kyrie, because people keep sleeping on Kyrie. Everybody's saying Luka got to turn up. Luka's going to turn up. He does that. That's automatic. It's all about if Kyrie can be that grand. Well, I don't even say grand wizard. That's crazy for our community.
Yeah, I was about to say. I hope you was not about to go
you know, I
Grand
got you. be
Lord.
the wizard to control the whole gameplay. But it's gonna be a hard fought battle. But I'm rolling with the Mavericks. Texas in this thing. Let's get it, man.
I think bringing up Kyrie, I think that is going to be, and that one thing I want to say too. If you hated Kyrie before, don't start loving him now. If when you thought he was a Hebrew Israelite and saying all that ignorant stuff
Flat
towards
Earth.
people, yeah, flat Earth, and he's an Aboriginal. He had some sneakers on the other day that was so fly.
Hey, no. Hey, I got to give you a story. The Kyries, what's so dope about it, there's a store right around the corner from the dispensary. That's where he had his shoe release. Kyrie had the whole block blocked off and turned into a basketball court. But Kyrie is nothing but love. We love him down here in Texas.
No, I love Kyrie because he won with LeBron. I thought Kyrie was always my main thing with Kyrie is like he's one of those people that you didn't really get a chance to love him, pause, because he's not a person to. He's one of those people that doesn't care that the cameras is on. He's gonna say what he's gonna say.
He went to Duke, bro. You don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care. I want to show these sneakers real quick before we get out of here. I want to show these sneakers. These sneakers are so fly. So he embraces his Indian heritage.
Mm-hmm. I like my superstars and my rappers pseudo. So I don't care what anybody got to say.
To be quite honest, I like most people pseudo. It's not. It's just, my mom is pseudo.
Make the best entertainers.
Yeah, my dad, my grandmother, my mother, my grandfather, they're all pseudo. So I ain't about to try to get cussed out by telling them.
My grandmother.
My mother will tell you to this day that she's a Native American, bro.
Yeah, my grandmother said
yeah. My granny tried to say that my auntie ended all that shit. I'm talking about she did the DNA test, did the family lineage, family tree. She killed all that shit.
Look how fly these sneakers are, bro.
I like it.
Them sneakers is fly.
Kyrie.
So, and it's cool because, and I'm glad. I actually hope that Kyrie, that the Mavericks. I think the Celtics are going to win, but I think it would be dope for the Mavericks to win because the Boston Celtics, when Kyrie played for them, treated him like absolute garbage. So the fact that he can come back and beat them in the finals.
Each one of you have. I think I heard DQ say Dallas, right?
He has Dallas. Yeah, I'm going for the Celtics.
Oh, this is good. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm going for the Celtics. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna do some sports shows next week, going up into the finals. Anything that we want to plug? We got some podcasts coming for y'all, some organized podcasts. We got a couple shows from people in the server that gave us ideas that they're gonna come on to the network and present. Like I said, that's what Tri-Media is. It's a network for media. So if you got something, you got an idea, we're going to show you how to present it for yourself and put it out and show you how to possibly monetize your personality. I'm going to say that again. We're going to show you how to monetize your personality. I think DQ dropped off. I know DQ is going on a couple of tours. I don't know if he wants to show it today, but he's doing some Texas leg of a couple tours. I think one is with the Jizza. I want to say Inspector Deck. I could be wrong. But we got a couple of things coming up. It's going to be very exciting. Logic, I think, is going live tonight. So I think that'll be exciting also. And if it was up to Trump, Central Park 5 would be in jail. Yeah, I mean, free the guys. There's a lot of people that's in jail that should or should not be in jail. But any closing words, Hits?
Thanks to everyone who came through in the chat. Hopefully next time we get some people to come up on the panel, talk about some of the topics that they're more interested in or have more information about. Looking forward to the new shows welcome to the server, and thanks for coming through.
All right. Peace to the chat. Thank y'all. A lot of love for y'all. Hey, Sister Safa in the building. Peace to you. We appreciate that. Check the replay. We're definitely looking for more female involvement. So if you're a female out there and you're interested in doing some content or possibly joining the panel doing some content with us, we're more than welcome. And definitely with you, Sister Safa. Love that thumbnail, by the way. Your opinion is always appreciated. And Slade, yeah, let's talk about some sports, Slade. Let's get it. Slade in the Discord. Yeah, hits.
I might learn
it ain't no
something.
sports area. Do it in the general chat. I want to hear it all. I'm here for all the smoke, all of it.
I need somebody on my side who don't know anything about sports. So
that's gonna be rare. But I got you. But the link to join the Discord is in the chat. We love y'all. Peace to everybody. Shout out to the pseudo killers. And we out.